The Chennai Super Kings, it's a different IPL 2021 than it was to IPL 2020. But back they go now to the same venue that ended up seeing their worst IPL year. They didn't make the playoffs last year in the UAE, but they're in a pretty good position to make it this time. Sanjay Manjrekar, Ian Bishop on ESPN Cricinfo T20 timeout as we try to make sense of what lies ahead for CSK. They exceeded expectations, Sanjay, in the first half of the IPL. They were great in Mumbai, where we thought it may or may not be good for this team. What changes when they come to the UAE?
Not too many. There are some forced changes through personnel. I think Sam Curran will be severely missed, and when you see a CSK team without Sam Curran, you somehow feel that there is perhaps a little bit of an imbalance, especially with batting depth. So I don't see too many things changing. Really, the story of the last IPL, the last half of the IPL, was CSK coming to terms with the aging reality and working accordingly. They left out a few aging players and started using the senior aging rusty players a little more smartly. Dhoni himself taking that call, which you've got to admire, the great man, that he also on occasion sent people like Jadeja, Sam Curran ahead of it when CSK needed a quick run. So they were different in the way they approached the situation. Shows that it's a team that can change its ways as well. And that was really, for me, one of the abiding memories from the first half.
They'll have to do without some of those key personnel, though. Faf du Plessis runs in the CPL, may not be fit at the start. Dwayne Bravo may not bowl. Sam Curran may not be available. How does CSK cope with that?
I don't know. That's a good question, actually. Faf
Mhm.
was so instrumental with his runs at the top of the order, of course. Josh Hazelwood, on the other hand, has been bowling well in T20s. He is in that, I think he's in that Australia T20 World Cup squad. So he'll give you good, meaningful overs up front. He's learning to bowl through the middle and at the back end of the innings. I don't know if Bravo's fit either because he was also injured and didn't bowl for a large part of the back end of the CPL. So those are little issues that the CSK are going to have to deal with. Key injuries to Faf and one to Bravo who would have been in fill-in. So Hazelwood and Giddy may be the guys that could come in and step up.
Bish, do you see them having enough reserve quality in the overseas department? Imran Tahir played just one or two games last season, just one this time. There's Mitchell Santner, who hasn't quite got a long run of games either. There's Ngidi and Hazelwood, who are in and out. But do they still have the quality there if they are to miss key overseas players?
The batting would concern me, and that's
Mm.
why I don't know where Bravo is with his fitness. There were reports that he was bowling in practice, but not in the match in the CPL. So I don't know where he is. But I do believe that from a bowling perspective, if you're in the UAE, the pitches may be fresh. We saw fast bowling doing good work in the IPL in 2020 here in the UAE, in Dubai, etc. So I would assume that Imran Tahir may not figure in. It's just the fast bowling to me that could be bolstered. I don't know where they go with the batting, but Jadeja has been in such good form. Moeen Ali, brilliant as well, and Gaikwad, outstanding. So Dhoni may have to take a little bit more responsibility if these guys can't play.
Bravo, they may not miss as much because they don't depend on Bravo as much as they used to earlier. But Sam Curran needs to be available very quickly, and Faf du Plessis, is not one of those in-your-face kind of IPL batting stars, but he's been invaluable for CSK. Batting is a concern in the first couple of games, but if Faf du Plessis gets fit and Sam Curran gets fit, the batting has a little more, muscle to it. And I agree with Bish with the current, personnel that they have. Mahendra Singh Dhoni, the batter, may have to take more of a responsibility. Otherwise, you're expecting Jadeja to come in at number five and the rest. So, yeah, batting is a bit of a concern to begin with, but maybe short-term worries.